going to look at a new travel vehicle. Let me just pause this here to say, hey, first of all, it's been a while, and thanks for tuning in, but also please excuse the highway noise as we forgot our camera mic. Just wanted to add that in there. We have two in mind, two specific types of vehicles that we are looking into. We've been doing some research.
Well, right now we're going to go look at a Ford Transit Connect, and if we don't like that, we are going to look at a Toyota Sienna. And we came down to those two. We stepped into a Sienna yesterday at a dealership just to kind of look at it, and I know we could make that work. We need to step into a Transit Connect to see if we can make that work. That's what we're doing right now, and if we do like it, we'll buy it. We know we could definitely downsize. We have that experience with our truck camper. I think we're up for that challenge.
Yeah.
Okay, so the pros and cons. The pro to the Sienna is that it's, in my opinion, I think it's move-in ready. They have those AC and heat vents in the back. Electric is kind of back there already. I saw that they have like 12-volt sockets back there. And with the Connect, it's like something you start from scratch. You gotta, like, if you want a fan, you gotta drill in because they don't have like open windows to open or anything. With the minivan, you can open the window. You can, let some breeze in. The Sienna is shorter, but it's longer. The Connect is taller, but it's shorter. 4-cylinder versus 6-cylinder. Almost 30 miles to the gallon to 20 miles to the gallon. Both better than our truck. Our truck gets like 10 to 11. The truck holds a lot of weight.
There's a lot more space than that.
There is.
You got all the cab space. And,
that's the thing. You get more space. There's no like perfect setup, really.
Yeah.
There just really isn't.
But where we are right now, wanting something where we can just don't think about it, just
not be visible. My heart kind of wants more of a Sienna than a Connect. At first I wanted a Connect for a while, but now I want a Sienna.
I, on the other hand, really like the fact that the Connect is more private in the back because you have the sides without the windows, at least the one we're looking at. I don't think there's windows in the back.
They're blacked out. Yeah.
And then the back doors, the way they open, it seems pretty nice, like convenient to just be able to open those up really easily. And I don't know, it's just a cool little van, but
it could be more
at
narrow.
the same time, I've seen YouTube videos with people blocking out the windows of their minivan and making it look cozy in there. So I'm just gonna have to go in there and just try to visualize, because if we stepped into the minivan, like you said, a minivan that was the same type of year and everything.
Yeah. We're looking at a 2004 Sienna or later, because from what I understand, they made the trunk floor with more cargo storage space, and we want to utilize that for something that's very interesting in our minds if we get a Sienna.
So now I just need to step into that Connect and see if I can visualize something better.
So that's ultimately what we're doing. We're stepping into a Connect to get it out of our minds. Yesterday we stepped into a Sienna just to visualize. It's one thing to see it on YouTube. It's another to actually step in there. And I found it to be more spacious in there than I expected. And it's all about layout. How you lay out your rig, your van, whatever it is.
And everybody's different. Everybody needs or thinks they need certain things, and other people don't need those things.
Yeah.
So
from our experience, we know what we absolutely need and we know what we don't need.
But we're driving a couple hours, so meanwhile I'm just enjoying the scenery. This one sure is little.
And it's a new title? Yeah. Okay. It's a 2012, right?
Is pretty tight. You can kind of stand up in here. So Joe is going to take the Transit out on a test drive. Right off the bat, I am seeing that it's a lot smaller than the minivan. Here he is. There he goes. It's such a tiny van. I can hear the kind of squeaking, something's squeaking. He's really testing it. It looks really nice, minus all the advertisements on it, but I think those could come off. I really would like to, have Joe lay out flat, see what he thinks about the length, but I think I was expecting it to feel a little bit taller. I knew it was kind of tight, but it didn't feel a whole lot taller than the minivan. I mean, there was definitely a difference there, but does it make that much of a difference? I don't know. We had talked to my dad on the phone while we were driving over here, and he was saying, minivan is going to be a lot more comfortable than a Transit, and I can definitely see that. Like, a minivan already has some kind of carpeting floor. The seats are made for travel. Joe was saying on the way over here, minivans have a better airbag system for crashes and everything. And that makes complete sense because it's built for families. So this one here is just a work truck. You can tell that these guys rough it up in that car. Like, you can just tell, like they said, it's a work car, like kind of, you gotta expect that it's not gonna be, in my translation, expect that you're not going to treat it like your baby because it's just a work car. Whereas if you get a minivan, you could potentially get one from someone that, it was their own personal car, so they were probably treating it better. I didn't know that I was going to feel so, like, when I stepped in there, I was like, nope. I didn't know it was going to be that strong. I thought I was going to be like, maybe I could see this working out. Which, if I hadn't stepped in the minivan before, I think I would feel that way. But comparing the two, oddly enough, I think I'm team minivan. So we'll see what Joe thinks. He's going to drive it. Ultimately, having something reliable is like top priority. So I'll see what he thinks, and you never know, he might be in there and he might be feeling the vibes. So
I'm in the Ford Transit Connect. This is a 2012. It's definitely noisy. I can hear every sound, every bump. It's taller in here. I still obviously can't stand up straight. I'm still hunched over, but I'm just not feeling it right now as I'm driving it. At least now I know how it looks and feels. I feel like I'm driving okay in this. Honestly, from the outside, it looks smaller than a Toyota Sienna. But I feel like I'm driving something bigger than a Toyota Sienna. I think it has to do with the blind spots. I think it has to do with the height. I think it gives me this perception that it's bigger, even though I know it's not. But I know it's not bigger. One thing's for sure, it'll definitely be harder to hop in and out from here, the front to the back. And being in a truck camper, I've realized that for stealth camping or boondocking, it's crucial to just have that ability to, go from your sleeping area to the driving area. There's some days where you just don't want to hop out. You just don't want to be seen. You don't want, maybe you woke up late and there's people around. So it'll be hard for me to hop in and out of this area. And then the Sienna, it was a lot easier. It had like a nice little flip up center console, a flip down where you could just walk past it through in the back. Anyway, I'm kind of can't focus because I'm back where these guys are at, so I don't want them to see that I'm filming here. Anyway.
What was your first thought?
No thanks.
Mine too. I literally, as soon as I saw how it was inside, I was like, wow, this is tiny.
Yeah.
And that's not the feeling that I got when I stepped into the minivan.
Yeah.
When I stepped into the minivan, I was like, wow, this is actually bigger than what I thought.
Maybe it doesn't help that it's black too.
Yeah.
Because the black will make things feel smaller.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. It was dark inside.
But at the same time, let's say we have the bed like how most people have it, which is like up against this one side, and then they have a flip out bed.
Yeah.
Sitting on that side, it's very narrow. I don't know if my knees, I think I'll have leg room, but I'll be touching it.
Yeah.
And for our basic necessities, I just don't think, we could make it work, but it's just
if somebody gave us one of those and was like, here, you can have this for your travel vehicle, renovated it, do whatever. Yeah, we would make the thing work.
It's better than a tent.
But if we're choosing between the two vehicles, now that we've stepped in both of them, you've driven both of them, I think we have a clear idea of what we want. And that's what I was hoping. I was just hoping that we could have a clear vision, because before it was like, well, what if we really like this one over this one?
Yes.
And we just hadn't, at first we hadn't even stepped in a Toyota, so I was all about the Connect. And then we stepped in the Toyota and I was like, well, and now we have to step in the Connect. So now that we've done both,
I'm feeling the Sienna, I'll be honest with you. Yeah.
I think we need to go hound down some. I think that we've concluded. Let's do our searches.